Everybody, it's Alicia and welcome to this session of the Learning Tube. Today we're going to talk about being more Googleable. So my first question to you, tell me in the chat box, is what do people find when they Google you? What are they finding when they Google you? What are people finding when they Google you? Are they finding anything in Google about you? What are they finding? All right, let me go to the question box to see what you guys are saying. David said, when I Google myself, I find a bunch of other names that are like mine, but not you, okay? Davian says, they find a few of my blog posts, but not a lot, okay? Is anybody so Googleable that when somebody Googles you, they find a lot? Patty says, I haven't Googled myself in a long time. Well, Patty, we're gonna Google yourself in just a minute. But it looks like for a lot of you, people are not finding you when they Google. But what do you want them to find? So, Patty, in a perfect world, what are people finding? What are people finding when they Google you? What are they finding when they Google you? But what do you want them to find? Judy says, I've never tried to Google myself. All right, well, it's time to Google yourself. So what I would like for people to find when they Google me would be articles and mentions in the media and press releases. What would you like people to find when they Google you? Kim says, it's weird, my LinkedIn comes up and I rarely go on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn ranks high in Google. So your LinkedIn profile is going to come up. So you have to make sure that, you're keeping your LinkedIn up to date, Kim. So what do you want them to find? Tell me what you want people to find when they Google you. I said I want them to find mentions, newspaper, or, like articles in the media, I guess you could say. Patty says, I have many social sites and online stores, but not press releases. Okay, that's fine. It's going to turn around, Patty, because you want to make sure that you're more Googleable, and then you want people to find that kind of stuff. So Davian says, I sell a few templates. I would love for them to see my templates. Okay, Davian. Kimberly said, my LinkedIn comes up when I Google myself. So that's 2 people on LinkedIn. You see how LinkedIn ranks high in the search engines. So important to keep it up. When they Google me, they will find me straight away on the first page because of my strange name, even though I did not put anything out there. They'll find like articles on you, Angela, in The Gleaner and your past job. Okay. Kim says you want them to find your soon to be launched business. I love that, Kim. David said his LinkedIn profile came up number 7, like the number 7 thing in Google. So it's important to understand what you want people to find. So you can control what's in Google and about you and your brand and your business. Well, that's a question. Can you control it? And the answer is yes, of course you can. It's about being strategic and putting stuff in Google and having opportunities that puts you in Google. So let's first set up a Google alert for your name and then your brand and or your business. So I want you guys to go to google.com/alerts right now. We're all going to go there right now. So google.com/alerts. I thought it was alerts.google. No, that's right. google.com/alerts. And once you're there, I just want you to type the number 1 in the chat box so I can make sure that we're all on the same page. Let me type the link in the chat box for those of you that are watching on your computer. You can click that link in the chat box to get there. I'm just making sure everybody's there. All right. Waiting for the rest of you to confirm. All right, perfect. So once you're there, you should be seeing this page. Give me a yes in the chat if you're seeing this page. Are you seeing this page? Victoria says yes. Patty says, I use alerts for many things, but not me. Well, now you're going to use them for yourself, Patty. Okay, great. So everybody's on this page. So what you're going to do now is you're going to put your name in that search box. And before you click create alert, I want you to hit the show options button. So put in your name. And if you have a business brand, you're going to put that name in as well in Google Alerts. Oh, sorry, my screen didn't change. Oops. So let me go back. Thank you, David. So we were at alerts, and then right here is the page that you should be seeing that says alerts. And then the next one, so what you're going to do is you're going to put your name there. And then before you press the blue button, I want you to click show options, but I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. And thanks for letting me know my slides didn't change. So make sure we're on the same page. Put in your name, put in show options. Now I'm going to show you what options to choose. So how often? At most once a day. Sources, automatic, language, English, region, any region, how many. You can change this from only the best to all. So I have only the best there, but you can change it to all. It defaults to only the best. And then the email address you want it to deliver to, and then press create alert. This is interactive learning today. So if you see your name already when you are looking at alerts, that means that you set up Google Alerts before, and so you're good to go. So I want everybody to do this right now. Set up your Google Alert and tell me done when you're done in the chat box. Type done in the chat box when you're done. Okay, let's see what we've got. Angela, you're seeing your name. You and David might have done this before because I've taught this before and you've probably been in that class. Ro did it, Alyssa did it, Patty says done, Chick says done, Patty says you also did it for your company names. That's perfect. Where are the rest of you in doing this? Gail says done. Thank you, Gail. Angela, you're not seeing these drop-down options. So when you're trying to submit it, you see right where the create alert is. Do you see the show options? If yours are showing different options, it might be because you're in a different region than me. I am not sure. Kimberly says done. Davianne says done. Sean, my good friend, just came in, so I'm just going to bring him up to speed. Sean, we're talking about being more Googleable. So we're setting up Google Alerts for your name and your brand and your business names. So go to google.com/alerts and then put your name in. And if you've got any companies, put their name in, click on show options, set up your options the way that you want them. And then Judy says, I have it already. I see myself. Judy, make sure the email address that's on there is one that you're checking. Well, Angela, just press the create alert then. Alexander said done. Davian said done. Kimberly, I see it. So Judy, you can add any company names that you have there as well. And when your Google alert is done, that's fantastic. Now, anytime you're mentioned in Google, you will get a alert. Yay! So here's some common questions about Google alerts. Question number one, how many alerts can you create? Does anybody know the answer to that? Well, yes, David. David said you can use unlimited and for anything you want to get alerts on. So Angela, just choose anything, whatever you prefer. And so how many alerts can you create? Unlimited. There is no limit. Yes, Patty. Yes, Alexander. Yes, Victoria, there's no limit. Can you create an alert about someone else? So Sean Melbourne just came on and he was late. So now I want to know anytime Sean's mentioned in the media so I can see where he is and what he's doing. So I could set up a Google alert about him. If you've got clients, you can do that as well. Alyssa has a good question. My name is relatively common. Will I get an alert when those people are mentioned too? You will. So Alyssa, You're going to want to make sure that your alert just comes once a day as a newsletter so you can skim through it and see if there's an alert about yourself, okay? So don't get an alert every time your name is mentioned, but just get like the once a day newsletter. Patty says you can use this to spy on your competition. Very good, Patty. Gold star, Patty, gold star. Okay, the last question, can you add or edit your alerts at any time? Yes, you can. You can go back and edit or add to your alerts at any time, and it's perfectly fine. Okay, so now we're going to move on to getting mentioned in the media. And the site that we're going to talk about today is called helpareporter.com. Let me actually go to it, helpareporter.com, so I can give you guys the link. Here you go. If you haven't heard this site, I mention it a lot and have all my, oh, Alyssa, Patty's saying you can have your name and then use your city to narrow down your search so that it's when your name is mentioned as the person in your city. Yeah, David says it's also Google Alerts is useful for monitoring what is showing up on Google for managing people's social media, which is true too. So you can have an alert for different things that might be a hot topic for your client that you would want to share on their social media. Okay, so Help a Reporter at helpareporterout.com. I already have a subscription, but you should sign up for an absolutely free subscription. I just have the free one and it is more than enough. So what is this? This is a email newsletter that'll come to you 3 times a day that'll have opportunities from journalists, book publishers, bloggers looking to interview or feature people. And then you can get interviewed and featured, and it helps to build your credibility. So pick the basic free plan, click sign up, and then as you fill out the form, you put in all your information here, and then you are going to tell them how often you want the emails, and then you're going to respond to reporters when opportunities come in. So again, this is called Help a Reporter. Here's something that came in today that I wanted to share with you. It says, calling all in-house marketers, submit a marketer of the week. So it says, we know how demanding the marketing field can be, and we fully believe the hard work and real results deserve to be recognized. That's why each week we spotlight one in-house marketer with proven record of excellence in the field. If you or someone you know is a standout in the industry, we want to hear about them. In 500 words or less, tell us why you or the person you're submitting deserves to be recognized for their marketing efforts or expertise. So you would submit the information to them, and then if you get picked up, you get featured. Imagine getting featured for this business, Ignite Visibility, and now you can use that in your marketing. And I would say it's something like this. You guys might have known, but I was featured as the marketer of the week for Ignite Visibility, or on Ignite Visibilities. You can find the article about me winning this on their website. So, you know, it's completely free and an opportunity to do that. So Chick says, my sister swears by this service. She is a writer and has been published several times. Yes, I didn't post this other one that I found this morning. So I'm just going to go to my phone to read it for you guys really quickly. Let me see if I can find it, because I was like, oh my gosh, this one is amazing. I really need to read it. Did I not? Where did I take the screenshot of it? Trying to see if I can find it. If not, I'll just go straight to Help a Reporter. But it was something about like entrepreneurs, and there we go. Today, I'm looking at no, come on. My phone is like just acting up. Okay, hang on 1 second. Going back to my screenshots. Help a Reporter. No, this is not working. My album, see all. If I can't find it, then I'll look for it and share it with you, but it was really good. I took so many screenshots on my phone today. Ugh, okay, spending one more minute looking. No, I can't find it. Anyway, it was just like a really good help a reporter where they were looking for something that all of you was like, we're looking to talk to entrepreneurs, something all of you would qualify for, and it helps you to get published. In fact, here's Ulrich, and Ulrich was featured in Endless Vacations magazine and Weekenders magazine, and it was just from submitting it was just from finding a hero. Lorette found it and submitted on his behalf. I think I found one and she found one. He's been featured in Virgin magazine, and we found some for our friends. So that is amazing. So yeah. Okay. So what is your objective in becoming more Googleable? What would it mean to, that's a typo, your brand and your business if 6 months from now you're found all over Google? I want you to tell me in the chat box, what would it mean to your business? What would it mean to your brand if 6 months from now you were found all over Google? How would that feel? What would that look like? Right? How many of you would absolutely love that? If you would love that, just give me a high five in the comments, like, hello, Joanne. Hey, Joanne. Joanne said it would be amazing. Absolutely. Joanne, you've been doing some very newsworthy stuff recently. So Patty said, I would love it. And let me just tell you what is newsworthy. So, and I want you to tell me one thing that you've done in the past week that's been newsworthy. So for me, I've been interviewed on a podcast. I launched a new product, but if we look at, let me talk about some of my clients. Okay, one of my clients launched his academy. He interviewed one of his students in his academy interview. He went live. There's so many ways to make your content newsworthy. So Sean says, high five, cha-ching. Demetra said, I would absolutely love it. That would be superb. It would be perfect. Angela said it would be scary for me. It shouldn't be scary, Angela. It should be exciting, because the more mentions you have, the more you'll see your business and your brand grow, which affects your bank account. Alexandra, ecstatic. Yep. So Joanne says, I was voted by 1,500 committee members or community members as being one of the most helpful, and I won a Ferrari experience. So the headline would be Joanne Woloff wins Ferrari experience. But I like the voted. Joanne Woloff voted most helpful by 1,500 and wins a Ferrari experience. And then it goes on, and Joanne would now go on to talk about who she is, why she's so awesome. And then she would put some quotes in this press release, and her quote would be something like, for me, it's natural to be helpful in this community. I'm an expert in marketing and sales, so giving advice to others, it also keeps me on my toes within this industry, says Joanne Woloff, right? So you just make it newsworthy. So David, there was a screen change. Is my screen not changing? No, I'm just reading. It's on the right screen, David. I know. I did say that, Kim, that there's a typo in your. I need to get on my designer. Let's see. So Patty said, this afternoon I'll be meeting with a hugely popular local band to do their marketing and set up an e-com store for them. Patty, this is amazing. Reach out to me on Facebook if you need any help, but I know that you're going to rock it. So let's say the band's name is Bumblebee. So it says it would start off with the band names first, and it would say Bumblebee Band hires, Patty hires marketing guru Patty Ratowski to help them pivot or to build their following, something like that. And then the article would start off with Bumble Band of I don't know, Atlanta, Georgia, in their search for a marketing guru, hired Patty Ratowski to be their marketing ambassador. Patty will be setting up their marketing and their e-com store. And then Patty's going to have a quote and say, as a marketing expert, it was an honor for me to be approached by Bumble Band to do their marketing. And then period. And Patty would say something like this. Then she'd say, as a marketer, helping musicians is a 3-step process for me. My team and I will be designing their graphics, coordinating their Facebook events, whatever it is. You get it? So that's totally Googleable and newsworthy. So Alyssa says, do you write your own article and make a pitch? I wrote a press release for myself this weekend. Then I sent it to a press release writer who totally changed it up. And then they submit it. So I paid somebody to do that. But yes, you should do it once a week. You should write a press release about yourself, send it to an experienced person who can get it put in the media. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. So who thinks that they haven't done anything that's press release worthy? Because let me just think of something that you don't think is press release worthy. It's hard for me because Ro says I haven't. Ro, can I unmute you if you're willing to be unmuted? Or Alyssa, if you're willing to be unmuted, one of you two, I'm gonna unmute you and we can talk. Alyssa, I unmuted you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so that you say that you haven't done anything newsworthy recently. So tell me, this whole week, have you done anything? Tell me something you've done this week. Have you joined any other trainings other than this one?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Do you remember what it was about?
It was a group of Christian entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm.
And what did you talk about in that group?
I guess getting clarity around your business and how to incorporate your beliefs into what you do.
Okay, and did you speak as well?
Not really. There was an introduction. It was my first time going to the meeting. There was a bit of an introduction there. I spoke about my business and what I did, but nothing
You
more than
spoke
that.
about what?
My business and what it is that I do.
Okay, and tell me, what is your business and what do you do? I know what it is, but not everybody here does.
Okay. I focus on 2 main things. I have a ghostwriting / book coaching business that I operate that focuses mainly on Christian women. And I also have a digital marketing agency where I do social media management for individuals and companies.
Okay, all right. So hang on, I'm just writing some notes. So here's how, do you guys already see, we're using her, Alyssa, as the example. If you already see something newsworthy in that, can you just put a 5 in the chat box? I want to see who's seeing that as being newsworthy. Alyssa's like, I didn't do anything newsworthy, but Sean was the first one to say 5, David, Tosh, Kim, but everybody else, Alyssa, is seeing that as being newsworthy. So I would write the title somewhere, what is the group called? Do you remember?
Calling Clarity, I think. The Calling Clarity Christian group or something like that.
And I'm now going to make some things up about it just so I don't have to keep asking you questions. So
okay.
Alyssa Allen, let's see. So we could do Clarity, Calling Clarity Christian group hears from entrepreneur Alyssa Allen, right? Or business owner Alyssa Allen. And then the article would say, Calling Clarity Christian group, a group of female Christian entrepreneurs held a meeting on April 25th. On that meeting, in that meeting, women introduced themselves and their business and came together to support each other. serial entrepreneur Alyssa Allen spoke about her business and what she did. The two things that she spoke about in her business received or gained massive support. Alyssa Allen, a ghostwriter and book coaching expert, mentioned that her business has taken off during the COVID-19 period. She also talked about her social media marketing business, which has blah, 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 and gained 3 new clients. And then you would say, it was an honor to be part of this female Christian group of entrepreneurs Zoom session. I enjoyed meeting all the ladies and introducing myself and my business, period. I look forward to working with the ladies that are interested in ghostwriting and book coaching, and also those business owners who are on the call that need more digital marketing and social media management, says Alyssa Allen. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm just making it up. I don't know. I'm just making it up, Alyssa, off of the top of my head, but that is newsworthy. Like,
Wow, when you put it like that, it does sound newsworthy.
right. And so you can write a press release about yourself just from being on this session today. So Alyssa Allen, the press release could say, Alyssa Allen sets a goal to be more Googleable, right? And then it would be that, today's date and Kingston, Jamaica, and it would say, Alyssa Allen, serial entrepreneur. Are you a mother, Alyssa?
No.
Okay, neither am I, but I was just trying to get another catch. Alyssa Allen, serial entrepreneur and a resident of Kingston, Jamaica, said that entrepreneurs need to be more Googleable. Alyssa attended a session hosted by the Learning Tube where she learned about why a person and a brand need to be more Googleable. And then you come in and say, today, I thought about the fact that 6 months from now, I can take up much more space in Google if I just follow some simple steps. And now I'm going to follow these steps to be more Googleable and teach other female entrepreneurs how they can do the same. So do you see what I'm saying? So it's just about taking everyday experiences and making them newsworthy. So Alyssa, do you think that you can do this now, taking your everyday experience and make them newsworthy so you can create more content that can be put in Google? You can write this now as a LinkedIn article, post it on social media by tweaking it, not making it such a press release, but now you've got a post for every day just about the things that you're doing. So if you were to take yesterday's or the female Christian group press release that I just did out loud and to turn that into a social media post, you would just come from the I. Like, I was so excited to be part of this group. Here's some of the things that I talked about, my businesses. Make sure that you take a screenshot when you're on Zooms like that. And then you would say, I really look forward, that same quote, like, I really look forward to working with these ladies. So you can take that and make it into a social media post, especially a LinkedIn article, since LinkedIn really appears in Google. Do you get that now?
I do. Thank you so much. I'm thinking of quite a few press releases that I could do based on things I thought were not so newsworthy this week.
Yeah, so Sean said that was fabulous. The gold is always there to be discovered. It is so true. So you just have to, thanks, Alyssa. I'm going to mute you. How was that experience for you? Good, Alyssa?
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So you have to just think about the fact that anything can be turned into something newsworthy. So, I mean, I can give you some ridiculously easy things to do, but we've had a lot of experience in the past 20 years of doing this kind of stuff for our clients and helping people with it. So it's easy for me, but what I want you to say from this and this example with Alyssa is that keep a notebook and a pen and paper next to you, and everything that you do, you can say, what is the newsworthiness in it? And honestly, you could write 2 press releases about yourself a day. It takes me about 20, I time myself, I'm an average of 22 minutes writing a press release. So if I just spent 44 minutes a day, I could have 2 new press releases out about myself, right? It's just about putting aside the time now to do it and then hiring others to do it for you. Ro says that was great. I'm getting it now. Thanks, Ro. Michael says, then take it and make it into a blog post. Exactly, Ro. Patty says lots of um obits for Patty. Oh, yes, I need a couple of press releases. Yes, you do, Patty. So how do you get a press release out there about oneself? So Kimberly, for me, I write it and then I send it to a press release writer who ends up rewriting it to make it even more newsworthy and submits it to the submittal places. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Judy said this is so informative. Thank you, Judy. So the question is, so what's your objective in becoming more Googleable? What would it mean to your brand and business if 6 months from now, you're all over Google? You're going to now say to people, just Google me. So someone says, Alyssa, what do? You talk about what you do, and you said, you know what, just Google me. You're going to find articles and, different features of me in the news and that sort of thing. And they're like, what? Okay, because I don't know what the number is, but the majority of Americans are not Googleable. That word is so hard for me to say. But the majority of Americans, Jamaicans, Europeans, I don't care where you live, they're not Googleable. So how do you stand out with your business, your brand, and your name? By being Googleable. You could just do something. Alyssa lives in Jamaica, so she could just do something. She could write a press release that says Alyssa Allen named Jamaica's #1 book coach. So now Alyssa says, if you're interested in hearing more about my book coaching, just Google Alyssa Allen book coach, and you're going to find some articles appear in Google. And when the average person sees this, they don't even know what they're looking at. So they open it up and they look and they're like, oh my God, she's Jamaica's #1 book coach. So, think about what you want to do. Alyssa said, LOL. Think about what you want to do and how you want to position yourself. And today, with technology and outsourcing and access, we can be whoever we want to be, right? Do you guys agree with that? Type agree in the comments if you agree, right? Type agree in the comments if you agree. Thank you, Alyssa. Alyssa says, I love this so much. So, if I want to be Atlanta, Georgia's #1 dog trainer, I'm going to write Alicia Little, named Atlanta, Georgia's #1 dog trainer. And I'm going to write a press release about myself, submit it, and it's going to be on ABC, NBC, Fox News. It's going to be on all these websites. And now when I'm doing a presentation, I'm going to say, hey, everybody, I'm Alicia Little. I'm Atlanta, Georgia's #1 dog coach. Don't believe me? Hey, I was featured on Fox News, ABC, all of these different websites for these news channels as Atlanta's #1 dog coach. And then I'm going to have a screenshot that shows the picture of all my features. And then on my PowerPoint, I'm going to use my as seen as on ABC, NBC, CBS. You guys get it? All right, great. So, this is pretty exciting. And even if you don't feel like you're newsworthy, you have to start building your Google ability today. This is something that I am doing. I did it like years ago and haven't done it for years, so I'm getting back into it now. And after reading this book, Key Person of Influence, I've talked about that book a lot. And so now it's all about how Googleable are you? And I'm like, you know what? I have slipped. So I'm getting back onto it. And if you would love to get back onto it, I want to invite you to be part of our masterclass called Get More Googleable. And in this masterclass, what you're going to learn in this live masterclass is how to drive more traffic to your offers, to your web page, to the different things that you do through your mentions in social media. So now how does Alyssa take this press release and this mention, or if she puts it as a guest blog post somewhere else? How does it drive traffic back to her? The second thing we're going to talk about is how to grow your brand through PR. So how do you grow your brand through press releases, right? This is something that I'm really working on. And imagine this. So you write a press release and next week you have 200 mentions in the press. What does that mean to you? What does that look like? How does that make you feel? The next thing we have in our Get More Googleable Masterclass is how to take up more space in Google for your brand identity. So if you Google my name, you'll see that I'm trying to take up as much space as possible. I've got YouTube videos, my social media mentions, you know, the different social media. Unfortunately, I couldn't put a long screenshot in there, but you know, how do you take up more space in Google for your brand identity? Then we have a session on how to get interviewed, which is a lot of fun. Did you know that there's Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups where people are just looking for people to interview? And if you're in those groups, bam, you're smack dab in the middle of it and you can benefit from them. The next thing that we're going to cover in the masterclass is how to respond to helpareporter.com. So I showed you this amazing calling all in-house marketers submission that's here. And when you look through it, I promise you, you're going to find different ways to submit yourself. But how do you do it? How do you respond and how do you submit one and be successful? Now, how do you pay to get that as seen on credibility? It's going to cost you $20 to $60 for some massive exposure. And I will show you how you can get your press release on CBS News, ABC, NBC, Fox News, so that you can use that as seen on credibility, right? It's going to cost you between $20 and $60 depending on how far you want it to go. But how many of you are willing to spend that to get that result and be able to use that? I will tell you, I do not want you ever using this as seen on and these brand logos unless you're actually mentioned on their official websites. So do not do it. That is so shady. Do it the right way so that you can actually have and get mentioned on their websites, and then you can use it and you can link back to it for proof as well. So yeah, Rose says 20 to 60. That's it. That's it. So yes, everybody said I would do that. You guys would do that. So, you know, Joanne, this is a good one for Joanne and what she just did, but you all have something. And it's the way to start building up your credibility. Don't wait until you get your first client to start building up your credibility. So now you've got your first client and they're going to start to Google you to look you up. I was mentioning a client of mine to someone who has the opportunity for him to have a joint venture with them. And then he said, what's your client's name? And I was like, darn it, he's about to Google my client who is not Googleable. He doesn't have anything in Google. Just his LinkedIn page is going to show up. And I didn't want to give him the client's name, but I did. And then I called the client. I'm like, look, we have to get you more Googleable because the first thing people do is they Google you. How many of you guys know that's true? Give me a true in the comments if you know that the first thing people do is they Google you, right? Is that they Google you. Alexandra, if you live in the UK or, you know, somewhere outside of the US, you would submit it to UK press release sites. Yeah, I'm using an example just because I live in the US. Tosh says definitely true, true, true. Absolutely. And then for those of you that you live in the UK, you can put UK newsworthy places that pick up your press release and include USA because you'll probably also be selling to people in the USA too as well, right? Angela says the first thing I do is Google people. When I was in real estate, that's the first thing that you did. So if someone's looking for you to be their buyer's agent or to buy a house, you're Googling them to find out about them, Angela. So then with our masterclass, you're going to get bonus number 1 is how to draft your perfect pitch. How do you draft your perfect pitch? A lot of you are not pitch worthy yet. You don't have your perfect pitch created about you. and all of you have something that is pitch worthy. You all do. You just don't know how to create it yet. And a lot of people have a fear of putting themselves out there if they don't have their perfect pitch done, right? If they don't have the perfect pitch done. Bonus number 2 is how to prepare for an interview so you'll rock it. What are the things that you need to prepare for an interview, whether that interview is on Zoom or it is on radio? I've done it all, but how do you prepare for an interview? So this class, you can sign up at alicialittle.com/Googleable. What I forgot to put on the slides is that the class is on, hang on, I gotta look for what Lorette said. It's on Monday, May 10th at 3 p.m. with a replay at 8 p.m. And then it is recorded. So if you do miss the masterclass, you can pick up the recording. So it's only $47 for Learning Tube members. And I'm going to type the link in the chat box now. But I really look forward to having you guys in this masterclass. If you have any questions about it, you can type it into the chat box. I've taught this before, but this is a brand new masterclass, and I'm not selling the old one because things have changed. They're easier now. They're way easier now. And so it's a perfect opportunity, as I'm doing it for myself, for you guys to now be able to take advantage of it. And I will, the press release writer that I'm using, I'll send them to you. The place that I'm submitting it to, you'll get that as well, and so much more. So let's actually go live to this page, How to Be More Googleable with Alicia. And the first thing on the page is entering your contact info. Oh, let me make sure everybody's on this page first. So if you're on this page, yes, Michael, and things are so much easier now. If you're on this page, just give me a 1. Okay, Rose says I'm on it. Okay. Jason says he's having trouble. Hang on 1 second. It's not loading for you. Can you guys tell me if you're on this page and if it's loading for you? Tell me if you're on this page and it's loading for you. Hang on, Jason. Let me see. Yeah, a lot of people are on it. Can you try one more time? Let me put the link in the chat. If anybody else is having trouble, will you let me know really quickly so I can tell him? Demetrius says it loaded and Rose says it loaded. Are you on your phone? Tosh says it loaded on her phone, so it's fine. Okay, thank you. Sean says it's fine. All right, so if you still have problems, Jason, just let me know. I just posted the link again. David said it loaded. So when you're on this page, first name, last name, email, phone number, your billing information, and then you'll see that the class is only $47, so super affordable on purpose. We will sell it in the future for $297 after the masterclass, but you guys get to come on live while I'm doing it. And then after it's recorded, then the price will be different, but this is why it's so affordable right now. Then there's this part here for your Googleable workbook. So you don't need a workbook. You can just take notes while I'm teaching, but if you want a workbook, we have a workbook, and it's only $37 for the workbook. So you can just press the green button over here for the workbook, and then you press continue. So you're going to check out on this page and then press continue. All right. And I'm going to give you guys a minute to do that before I do the wrap up. Jason says, works for me now, it loaded. Okay, perfect. Thanks, everybody. Joanne said, I am in. I know you are, Joanne. Who else is in? There will be a replay. If you can't make it, it is recorded. So I'm just doing it live on that date, but if you can't make it, you will get the recording. Demetrius says, I'm in. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. After you join on this page, you will see an opportunity to schedule a one-on-one session with me. Joanne says paying was easy. PayPal was easy. Okay, great. So You will get a chance to book a one-on-one session with me. This is a strategy session specifically about your press and how you're going to get that media attention. Did you see what I did with Alyssa in under 3 minutes? I'm going to pull out that type of stuff from you in a one-on-one session. We'll be together for 45 minutes. I ask you to block an hour just because I usually do it for an hour, but you know, I'm saying it's 45 minutes. But you'll get a plan of action, you'll get to ask any of your questions, and we'll really make a plan for you to be so Googleable. So if you're interested in that, it's not required, but you can do that. The date is Monday, May 10th at 3 p.m. Monday, May 10th at 3 p.m. with a alternate time at 8 p.m. And this is Eastern, sorry. So let me write that out. I did forget to put it on the slides. I usually wouldn't forget that. 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern. And we are recording it. So as soon as it's over, you'll get the recording. So if you can't make it, or you're saying to yourself, you know what, I want to be more Googleable, but I feel like I need 2 weeks, or I need a month to get there, I need a couple months to get there, buy the class now, and then you can watch it at any time. So once it's recorded, you have unlimited access to that recording. And we'll probably even transcribe it. So later on, you can get the transcript of that so far. So just making sure that you have that. So yes, Kimberly, that is fine. I'm in the UK, so it's 8 p.m. my time. Perfect, Winsome. I think Lorette did the first session for people in the UK when she set up the time, and the second session at 8 p.m. for those in the US. But you can pick either time, or don't come to either, and just get it, get the recording and watch the recording at your own leisure. So that is perfectly fine. All right, anybody have any other questions or comments? I will say that this process is fun, and let's see, helping people with their resumes. Lisa, I know you probably thought this, but this would be fantastic for those who are helping people with their resumes. Yeah, that is true. So like if you as an agency owner or as a business owner are helping people with their resumes or LinkedIn profiles, when you learn this skill, you can now sell it as a service to your clients to help them be more Googleable. How much do you guys think that someone would pay an author, a coach, a speaker to be more Googleable and have a consultation with you to, and then, you know, pay you for these services? How much do you think? Give me an estimate. How much do you think somebody would pay for it? I know, I'm asking you how much you think. Winsome says, I will book now. This is great. Thank you, Winsome. Raja, the link to buy, let me type it in just for you. If you can't get to it, Raja, I sent it to you directly and you can type it in. But what I can do is I can go back to the slides, Raja. Does that help you there so you can see it if you need to type it in? So Patty said someone charged $1,000, but he swore it was worth way more. So the going price to consult with someone on this type of content and help them to take up more space in Google is between $800 and $1,000. So Patty, you hit it on the head, and it is a great business to be in because it is easy. It's easy to do, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. Alyssa said more than the 47, I just paid for it. That's for sure. Absolutely. This is just for you guys. I'm doing it for a client for $800, and I'll probably use him as an example. In the class, I'll show the press release that I paid $60 for, and submittal was included in that, and charged him $800. So as long as he's not on the session. Joanne, you know what? I will ask Lorette for that, Joanne. So she is not on with us today, but that is a good, I would have to re-record it, but I could do that and then and do that. So I'll talk about that with Lorette, Joanne. Okay, so Raja, the class, you're going to learn how to drive more traffic to your offers, your landing pages, your websites through your mentions. You're going to learn how to grow your brand through PR, through press releases. You're going to learn how to take up more space in Google for brand identity. You're going to learn how to get interviewed, how to respond to helpareporter.com, and how to pay to get as seen on credibility. You're also going to learn how to draft your perfect pitch and how to prepare for an interview so you'll rock it. And it's just $47 for the class. That's it. Winsome said, I'm booked in. Yay! Winsome, thank you. Winsome says, can't wait for our 45 minutes. You're dope. Thanks, Winsome. I'm excited. Yes, you will get a recording, Raja. It will be recorded. It will be played live, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, and then you'll get the recording. And even if you're on live, you're going to get the recording. If you know us, we're all about the recordings. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Anybody else have a question? Let's see if anybody else has a question. Nope, no more questions. Alyssa said, this isn't at all what I was expecting when I logged in today. It's so much better. Thank you for that, Alyssa. I really enjoy this, and it's something we need to pay attention to. So it's going to be fun. Like, imagine how much fun it's going to be, Winsome, Alyssa, all of you that joined, Raja, Joanne, Patty, when you get your Google alert with your name and it's an article and you were, on the NBC website for your Google, gosh, this word is so hard for me. And I'm the one who said that's what I wanted the class to be about. But when you get, when you get your exposure, Sid said, I can't wait for class. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun for you. So I'm excited for it. Okay, do you guys have any other questions? If not, we're gonna wrap it up. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? If not, we're gonna wrap it up. I think that this is gonna be a really fun class. That is interesting, Patty. Well, your name will come up at the top of Google now. So, okay, Victoria, that sounds great. That sounds great. And Judy, look at that link. I want you to save that link and make sure that if you want to sign up, in the next couple of days, that you just go back to that link, alicialittle.com/Googleable. So, Ro, did you not get the link for the one-on-one session? Let me see if I can get it from Lorette. So the one-on-one session, you should see it after you fill out that first page. Did you fill out the first page, Ro? It's only for people who are joining this. So if you go here and you fill out this page, it's only for people who join that I'm doing the one-on-one sessions for, because I know that you're going to get this content. So after the class on May 10th, we'll set up a time to meet. And based on everything that you've learned, now where are you going to go, right? So the one-on-one sessions, I love doing that. Joanne, you didn't see it either. All right, so that didn't work. So Joanne and Ro, I will make sure that you guys get that today. So I'll talk to Lorette, and it looks like that page didn't show up. I'm not sure why. So I will make it. Did anybody else want the one-on-one session and it didn't show up for you? So I will check on that, and then I will ask Lorette to send it to you personally. So tell me if it did not show up for you, and I will tell Lorette. So I'm just gonna write down the name. So Winsome, you didn't see it, but you wanted it. Alyssa, you didn't see it. So Sid, you didn't see it either. So, all right. Sorry about that. So check your email later today, and Derek, Sid, Winsome, Alyssa, Ro, Angela, Joanne. So I will make sure that you guys all get it later today, the ability to sign up for that one-on-one session. So it will just be a separate page to sign up. And I think I've got a video on the top of the page, so you should be able to just get that. All right, thank you guys so much for being here today. May 10th, I look forward to seeing you on that date. So questions, what do I want you to do between now and the time for the class? I want you to pay attention to everything that you do every day that is Googleable. I want you to do things like how Alyssa went to that Zoom meeting with the female Christian group of entrepreneurs. Look for opportunities that you can attend different stuff so that you can write a press release about it. Now that you saw me do that example, it should be easy for you. Sign up for Haro, and every day look at the opportunities that come through so you start to get a sense of what's out there and how you could benefit from it. So that's what I want you to do between now and then, right? So Michael, yes, I know. I'm not sure why the link didn't appear for the one-on-one. So Lorette's just going to send it out to everybody who is on here later today so you guys can get that. So Alyssa says, do I need permission to write about our meeting? No. So if you were in a meeting, do you need permission to write about it? If the meeting was open to the public, you don't. If you're quoting someone, I would definitely do that, but usually you're just quoting yourself. So you don't need permission to write a press release about being at an event, right? Or an event or anything like that. The only time I would say not to do it is if it's a board meeting but you know, I'm on a board and I will write a press release about how I'm on the board and how honored I am to be on the board, and that today the board meeting was amazing and I'm so glad that we're moving forward with great initiatives, right? I can't talk about what was said in the board meeting. I'm not going to talk about the board members, but I'm going to be like, Alicia Little, board member, nonprofit board member, whatever, you know, Alicia Little chairs the nonprofit, the name of the nonprofit or something like that. So, or Alicia Little nominated on board of directors for nonprofit. That's it. That would be the title. And then I would say 3 years ago, I was nominated, 3 years ago, Alicia Little was nominated to be on the board of directors for this nonprofit. The nonprofit recently met and Alicia had these things to say about it. One, oh my gosh, during this COVID time, it's more important than ever that we contribute and help nonprofits, blah, blah, whatever. Okay, Alyssa? Patty says Alyssa needs to put together a package of 365 Christian quotes and thoughts for social media for clients to have a reminder every day. So Patty is tying in both of your things that you do, the social media and being in this Christian space, to put together a good offer. Alyssa said, thanks, Patty. She responded and said, thanks. And then she wrote, genius. Yes, Patty, you are a genius. Thank you so much for that. So I look forward to seeing all of you in class. Thanks so much for being here with me today. It was a whole heap of fun. I look forward to making sure that you are more Googleable. We're going to have a lot of fun in class. If you didn't sign up for class, hurry, sign up. I want to give you some time, 10 days really, or 12 days between now and class to start building up your profiles and doing different things so that you are more Googleable, okay? Oh, Lorette just sent me the link. Hang on 1 second for the one-on-one session. So let me just post that for everybody. Sorry about that. Let's post for the one-on-one sessions. If you are interested in purchasing that, I just put the link to the one-on-one session in the chat. Let me see if it's right. and I will share my screen in just a second. All right, so here's a one-on-one session if you'd like to schedule it. It is your one-on-one on how to be more Googleable. It's just $397 for this session. I guess the credit card details are taken on the next page, yeah. So you would fill in all of the information here, and then Lorette will see your information and she'll schedule the one-on-one calls. First come, first serve. So the first people to sign up will get the first slots that are available. So did I just put that in the chat? Yes, I did. So if you're interested in a one-on-one session, you can, do that. And Tosh says A New World by Alicia, a new word, Googleable. So you can sign up for a one-on-one session and we will rock it together. Yay. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. So Ro, did you get the one-on-one now? Yes, and this is not something I want you to pass on to other people because I usually, well, I will never do a one-on-one for $397, but I usually have, a pretty packed schedule and working on classes and stuff for you guys. So if you would just keep that link within this group, I would appreciate it. And I hope to see you on those one-on-one sessions. I'd be excited to do them with you. So yes, the one-on-one session is $397 if you want it. So it is optional. It definitely is optional for you, and I'm probably hoping that we get 5 to 6 people to sign up for it, and then it will probably close down. And I would do it that same week. So right after the class, we would be setting up all of the sessions. Lorette will be setting up a bunch now for those of you. I see a few people already got it. It is a 45-minute time slot. And okay, you guys said you won't distribute it. Thank you. It is a 45-minute time slot. And yes, I'm just telling Lorette to add that to the page. And let's see if she can do it. But yeah, it is 45 minutes, but I ask you to block an hour on your calendar because we always go over. But the commitment I'm asking you to make is 45 minutes. So yes, everybody got it? Let's see. Yes, Angela, I'm sure I will. All right, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I think that it is amazing, an amazing opportunity that we're gonna have to work together. So thank you guys so much. Yes, and tell me, what did you think about today's class? Tosh says, thanks Alicia, we love you. I appreciate that, and I hope that you enjoyed today's class. While you give me your feedback, which is why I love to do these classes, because I can't wait for your feedback at the end of the session. While you give me your feedback, I'm gonna go ahead and mute the mic, but I will leave up the GoToWebinar up for a few minutes, and I'll see you next Thursday, of course, but I'll also see you on May 10th. Let's get you more Googleable. You have your homework to do between now and then. See you soon. Bye.